What's up, YouTube? Okay, guys, I'm here with a spicy list that got me 37th place at the Remote Duel European YCS. Now, it's quite an interesting YCS for me because my internet got disconnected bang on 9 o'clock, day 2 of the YCS. Yes, and it was frustrating. Shout out to Bowden, though. Bowden is so chilled. Yeah, I got paired against Bowden, and what happened is Bartha came in, like, feature match. We got to feature this, and I don't mind. And Bowden was like, yeah, I don't mind. Why not? It's content. No, that cool. And then bam, internet disconnected, went offline. The judge gave us a time extension, very kind of them. So I had to stack some Pokemon ETBs from my phone to capture the screen, just to capture the field, and I couldn't see Bowden's board. I only could see half of it, and the only screen I could see was half of the phone on the top of the stack of ETBs. Okay, so anytime a judge came into the call, I could see the top half. I could see the whole board. But when the judge left, I could only see half his board, so I had to listen to what he was telling me he was playing, and I had to believe him. But I didn't even question it, because I trust Bowden for sure. So yeah, I played against Bowden. Game 1, I was like, yeah, this is not going to work. So I was like, Bowden, I'm going to concede game 1. Just give me a few minutes to try and find a stand or something just to make this work. And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I conceded, and then game 2, yeah, I just basically lost game 2, and then yeah, I won my rounds. Then the works on the internet stopped, and yeah, boom, around 10, it was back up, and I could play again. So frustrating. Okay, so here we go, YouTube. All right, it's a 48 card artifact plant deck list. Okay, I don't want July to come in like you played my deck. All right, so I'm going to call it artifact plants. Here we go. So we have first plant, Staying Greaves, Rice Gloves, Double Cloak, Triple Boots, and one of the most insane artifact plant cards we've ever had, Corn Scales. We'll call it Corn Leaves. We'll call it that, okay? Alright, and then we have, for the main engine cards, we have Tracker and we have Wielder. Okay, and then, okay, for the real plants, we played Triple Predator Plant, and then Cobra. Okay, so the really interesting cool thing with interaction with this card is when you open any of your PK cards, and this, it's great because you can just discard the PK card, or send it. It doesn't discard, so you can't trigger your dangers. You send it, and then you can summon the Cobra from your deck, and then Cobra can then add your Destiny Fusion to your hand. So it's pretty solid, and then of course they're both level 3, so it's like a perfect fit in the deck. The thing with this format as well, less people are playing Ash Blossom now with the rise of Sword Soul, so this actually gains value in the tournament. The interesting thing with this card is if it resolves full combo, yeah, there's no issue. Okay. However, though, Imperm is played in every deck nearly, and it's a card that can get Impermed. But if this gets Impermed, no problem, because if you have any extender, you're good to go. Okay, so that's followed by Double Catch-A-Missionite. And then we played the BA package, Sir and Graf. And then also played Dasher, Celestial. And then the 2 dangers, we played Snack and Jackalope. Love these cards in the deck, they're great. It's quite frustrating actually in the event, because variants got me a few times where I just used Snack early on in the game, and then I was low on cards, and for the turn I would just draw this, and it was just not great, so I just summoned this off Dasher if I still had it. And then we have Scythe. And then for the free hand traps, for final monsters in the deck, free Nibiru. This card's very good for the YCS. I think this card's really good in general. I just don't understand why anyone would want to play 2 at all. Just 3 just only makes sense in my eyes. So you want to see this, and it's one of the best hand traps in the game. So why reduce it when you increase your odds dramatically by playing 3? You increase your odds by 10% even to draw one. Okay, so these are the monsters. Spells. Cosmic Cyclone is an out to Scythe, and it's an out to it's a chain of 4 cards in Imperial Order, but also it's mainly an out to Mine. 2 teleport extenders to get your psychics. Rota, card solid, it's amazing. I can't believe this was at 3 once. Like they put it to 3 from 1 a few years ago, and it was so good at 3. We got double Fusion Destiny. Now I'm not playing triple. Okay, playing 3 adds to my bad hands in some ways when you're trying to combo off. But the other thing as well is you want 2, just because if you draw it, okay, it's all right at times, but you kind of don't want to draw this. You just want to combo off. You kind of just want to combo off. You search it with a Predaplant, okay, and you send it with Verte. Triple Droplet, card solid, actually really solid. You actually don't mind sending cards from your hand. Really good when you go second. Triple Talents, good card going first and second. This is probably something I would potentially cut, get the list down to 45, just because you don't really mind if they interrupt. There's not really much their cards can do to interrupt you, because you're like Cherubini is a cost. So these are the spells. Traps, the winning formula for any YCS, Imperial Order, triple Imperm. Now this just contradicts your trap when you go second, because you can't activate it at the same turn, which is Shade Brigading. And then we have 1 Wings and double Fog Blade. Now I kind of wish I played 3. It's good for the grind game. It came up quite a few times. However, though, I made 2 work. Okay, so this is the main deck, 48 cards. Yeah, I like it. I like the list a lot. There's a few things I've changed, actually. A few of the ones I've already suggested. Alright, now let's get to the extra deck. So, of course, we have Verte, Agda. Like, both of these, in some way, should be banned. In some way. If they don't ban this, then they should absolutely ban Scythe. I'm surprised this... You know what, I'm surprised you can use this as a link material. And I'm surprised you can actually use this as a link material. But actually, this is less relevant as link material, not being able to use a link material. This should not be allowed to be used as link material. Okay, we have the Phoenix. We played Cherubini, so these are link 2s. Phoenix is just an out to there only can be 1. We play so many different types. We can just make Phoenix because it's a fiend, and we can just destroy. There only can be 1 and go off. Link Spider, Appaloosa, and Access Code. Okay, so these are all the links with, of course, Rusty, actually. Don't want to forget Rusty. Cool. So, didn't play Unicorn. Yeah, didn't really need it. It came up a few times. It was like more win more, I found. I found like every other card in this list was more important. I found that the Phoenix was more important for this scenario. There only can be 1. So I went with this lineup for my Link monsters. And it'll make more sense when you see the rest of the extra deck. So now we have double Breaksword of Levier. We have Down a Magician. We have Zeus. And then we have Time Thief Redoer. Now Time Thief Redoer is really good in the grind game. It's good with the when you attach this to it. Staying Greaves can become a level 4 when you summon it from hand, so you have this and Staying Greaves in your hand. You can just flip this. Well, you can go like Rusty, set this. You can send Cloak, banish Cloak, add Staying Greaves, flip this up, special summon this, special summon Staying Greaves. Staying Greaves increases level by 1, goes to 4, overlay both for this, and then now you've got some form of disruption in your opponent's turn. Then finally, part of the format, DPE. card is insane. If I weren't playing against Sword Soul, I was playing against some deck with DPE. It's actually crazy. I've never seen this before in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's weird how every deck has managed to splash DPE. It's actually interesting. It's kind of a nice like the format. It's kind of nice to play in a format like this. The card's very good. It's very, very good. But you know what makes it really good? It's not just DPE. The thing that makes it really good, this Celestial. It's actually disgusting. By the way, guys, you know this is the first effect. Okay, if it attacks directly, well, or does damage, battle damage, destroy face-up spell. So you know. Sorry, when this card declares attack, you target one face-up spell card you put in control to destroy it. Yeah, don't forget that. So it has multiple effects. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, but it's this though. Really, they should have banned this last format. But what they might keep doing is they might just keep making different cards. Like they had Red Eyes Fusion, and they have Destiny Fusion. So that's like the original era of Yu-Gi-Oh! We have GX era of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is the Destiny Fusion version. And what else? They might just keep going. They might just keep going up. We'll have a Zexal one, you name it. So, I mean, I'm all for it. They just seem. I mean, it's a bit different to Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, cool. So this is the extra deck. Now I'm going to show you the side deck. A bit of spice on the side as well. We have triple draw, triple token collector. Now these are the additional hand traps. We do have a Lancia as well. These are the additional hand traps in the side deck. The draw, very solid. Like it's arguably main deck worthy, but I didn't want to main it in this format for this event. Token collector definitely deserves a spot of 3 just because of how many Sword Soul players there are. And then one Lancia. Okay, play a Barbar. Now this card is interesting. It came up actually once. So I'm going through my plays. My opponent sets 3 back rows. I have Cherubini. Graf has summoned Barbar to the point into Cherubini, and I have another monster face up. But I just link the Cherubini, the Barbar, and another monster away for access code. Chainlink 1, Barbar, banish Graf, Chainlink 2, access code. So my opponent can't respond. And he had Call by the Grave. So can't respond. And then he just took 300. Okay. We have Cosmic Cyclone. Triple Lightning Storm. I'm iffy on Lightning Storm right now, guys. I'm not sure on it. I'm not sure on it really. Not a huge fan. I kind of wish I played more hand traps in the side deck. But I have to have some form of removal for sure. And then the final 3 cards. Some of you remember this and how game changing and format defining it used to be. Breakthrough skill. Now let's think about how the format is in general. Now the idea of this is every time I went first, I'd side it in. The thing is, you're trying to set up a board which can't be broken. If in any way it gets broken, your opponent will regain control of the board, either with Zeus or something floating, or they can set up then their scythe. So my logic was, well, I'll just negate whatever, and then if any way they get control of the board again, the Breakthrough Skill Engrave will just shut down their Zeus, scythe, anything that they really put a threat against me with. And it then allows me then just to make my own Zeus and just always win the game. So yeah, so Breakthrough Skill solid, really like playing the card. Yeah. So 15 card side, 15 extra, 48 main deck. I'm a big fan of Artifact Plants. By the way, I do want to say though, shout out to July, because me and him did talk before the YCS. He told me he weren't playing. I couldn't believe it. I was sort of shocked. So we was brainstorming. I showed him my list. He showed me his list. We were just going over his ideas, etc. I said, look, I'm going to play this. I'm not going to play Tour Guide. I'm going to play the Predator Plant version. Yeah, I showed him. We talked a bit. I said, look, bro, you need to play the YCS. You're crazy. I think PK is amazing for this event. And yeah, he was like, yeah, I can't play. I'm like, you're crazy. You have to play. But yeah, so shout out to July. Shout out to Parks, third place, good friend of mine. For Bowden for being so chill and relaxed during our match when my internet disconnected. It was horrible, really horrible. But yeah, shout out to Bowden for sure. Good guy. And yeah, Konami even for like a smooth event. It was actually really smooth. Yes, there are things uncontrollable like disconnects, etc. But it was actually really smooth from the first remote duel YCS. So yeah, it went well. Man, it's like I'm glad to be back. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited for a new prize card. I'm excited for Master Duel. Hopefully, we're going to be getting those very soon. Who knows, right? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Pleasure being back. I'll be posting more content soon. And yeah, have a good Christmas. All right. Happy holidays, guys.